Hello, everybody. Baz Joe here. Uh, Gonna do something different this time. Some of you may have seen my what I call meditation basketball videos. It's just me shooting basketball, uh, bouncing it, dribbling it, throwing it off the rim, uh, and I use them to help me go to sleep sometimes. When I can't sleep at night, I'll put on the videos. They're 15 minutes each, playlists, and usually they put me to sleep. So, gonna do something different this time. Something similar to Pole Barn Garage or Junkyard Digs or Junkyard Mook. I watch those guys pretty much all the time, and my only purpose for this video is to get those guys to watch it. So it's kind of a tribute to them, but kind of not, because I am completely amateur. In fact, video quality is going to be bad, audio quality is going to be bad. I don't even have a tripod for my phone, and this is all being videoed on the phone. Um, yeah, that's it. So let me show you what we're going to work on. So back here in the back of my shop, shed, garage, storage building, whatever you want to call it, I have what's left of a lawnmower. See if I can get out of the light here. You can see the batteries out of it. I bought a brand new battery for it last night. I have got this running, did an oil change, put a spark plug in, put a new cheapo carburetor on it. I think Dalton would call that Chinesium, something like that. And so it does run. Well, it did run. I'll put a new battery on it and see what happens. Has flat tires, so I'm gonna have to need to air those up to get it out of here. And we're just gonna do a few little fun things with it. You'll notice the mower deck is off of it. So this is gonna be my farm buggy, just for fun, for tooling around the place here. Yeah, and that's it. So let's get it out of here. Okay, first things first. Let's get this whacking out of here. It's got the new battery in it. Just gonna get that out of the way for now. You can live over there. Don't get dizzy. Hey, in case any of you guys didn't know, most of these riding lawnmowers, they have a little thing back here you can pull it up and roll it up, and that lets it freewheel. So you don't have to worry about it being in gear or anything like that. And then you can just roll it wherever you want to, as long as you know, not trying to roll it uphill or something. So let's see if we can get this out here without destroying everything. I told you it's gonna be bad quality video, so you know, hang on. Cleared the bike, cleared the door, and just go down the ramp. And you can live right there for now. Hang on again. Here we go. All right. Get my mixer out of the way. I'm going to put you guys down while I do that. Okay, to make it a little bit easier on myself, I want to put some air in these tires. So I'm going to put you guys down again while I turn on this air compressor, which is extremely loud. So I'll see you in just a minute. All right, we got the air in the tires. We're going to see if we can get this thing outside. It's really hot in this building. So get it outside where we can work on it. The tires do hold air for a little while, but they're old and cracked. I did do an experiment with one of the front tires. Took it off. I bought a can of Flex Seal, coated the entire inside of the tire with Flex Seal, and then aired it up, put it on and aired it up. It didn't work. It was worth a shot. I think that trick might work in some cases. I don't know if any of you guys had any luck with trying that. Let me know. That was my first time trying it, but like I said, these tires were really old and really cracked from sitting flat for so long. Most of them have plugs in them already. This mower I got from my brother. He had just had it sitting out in his backyard for a long time. The deck was already gone and off of it. I don't know what he did with it, but he doesn't have it. So I thought, well, this would be something fun to play with. And I can just play with mechanical stuff, and I'm gonna do some other projects with it, and then I'll also use it once I get it going and steady and reliable. I'll use it for pulling my wagon around the farm here. I don't know if I'll show you. I've got a whole pallet full of cement blocks that I've got to move, and I don't want to move all those by hand. So I'll put them in the wagon, haul them with my buggy. I hope. So let's see if we can get this out. Now, I tried this a minute ago, and I didn't have my phone recording, but I couldn't get the thing to move. All right. So got it neutral here, supposedly. Now, I had a problem with this before with neutral. Nothing happens. I tried this trick. Yeah, and it didn't work either. So I don't know what's going on with it. So I'm going to do something different because I don't want to pick it up and roll it. My back just ain't going to do that. And I don't want to, leave skid marks on the floor of my shop, which I've already messed up, but that's okay. All right, so hang on. We're going to do something different. So I happen to have a motorcycle jack. So we're going to try that. We're going to see if we can get the back wheels off the ground. It's going sideways. That's all right. Just hang on, buddy. Let's see if we can roll this out of here. Turn the wheel a little bit other way. Get this away from the bike. That was a nice sound. Hitting my extra bag of concrete mix. That's another project which I won't be filming because that's a lot of sweat and nobody wants to see that. Let's get out of here. Too much. Now, I do have tires ordered for it. Should be here next week. Some Amazon specials. Now here's the fun part. See if we can get over this little lip. Oh. Oh. Yep. Too old for this. Okay, that's as far as I'm going to go. I'll just have to drag it the rest of the way. Be back in a minute. You're probably asking yourself, if it runs like I claim it does, why don't I just crank it up and back it out of here? Well, that's a good question. I wish I'd asked myself that earlier. But let's try it now. Let me get the battery. One thing I gotta fix is this. See, keeps sliding forward, and I got long legs, and I don't like that. Where's my battery? Oh, yeah. Over here. Let's go get it. Brand new battery from your favorite, store, wherever you buy batteries. Down, there. Y'all know how to install a battery, right? So I'm gonna put you down while I tighten all this stuff up. Just one quick note: if you're watching Kevin, this is for you. Gonna tighten these up with just some pliers. All right, moment of truth. Let's see if it makes a wire out of me. Now, I can't really use my choke because the carburetor's a piece of crap. It might try it. I may have to choke it by hand. Come on, baby. Nothing. Now, just so everybody out. All right. One of the things that's gonna happen is this lever's got to come off because that was for raising and lowering the deck. There's no deck, no need for the lever, and it's sharp. And when you throw your leg over it, it hurts. All right. So now, I will mention I'm an amateur shade tree mechanic. Not even that really, because I know enough to be dangerous, as they say. So don't do anything that I do. But I do watch Dalton all the time, so I've learned a lot from him. You know, if that counts for anything. No, just kidding, Dalton. All right, let's see if I can do this. All right, I may have to put you down. Let's see. Will this work? This probably won't work. We'll try it. All right, well, it worked. So all I did there was I put my hand over the air intake here. So it just stopped it from getting air, so it got more fuel. That's what a choke does, as far as I know. Don't roast me in the comments. Yep. So it cranked. So let me see if I can get it cranked again, because I do remember now that the throttle was finicky. And you heard that surgeon. It is a brand new carburetor, so I don't think it's got anything stopped up. I do have some carb cleaning tools, so I may try that. But I also am probably going to order a different carburetor. I had ordered one off Amazon before for another mower, and it worked great. And it was a certain brand. I think it's ROP. I think it is for just small engine carburetor, and it worked great. This one I ordered for this because I thought, well, it's just a farm buggy, and it was cheaper, and it's been garbage. So let's see if we can get this thing to go. Come on, baby. I know it's got gas in it. Ain't got no gas in it. That's what Sling Blade said. Ain't got much. Well, let's put a little bit in it. All right, I'm gonna put some in it, a little bit, and I may choke it again, and I may just drag it to where I want it. But I'm gonna move it, and I'm gonna put it out here in my driveway, and I'm gonna do some cleaning on it. So I want to kill that grass in the driveway anyway. So, hey guys, real quick PSA. I'm gonna show you guys how to use these cans. Right? Everybody has trouble with these crazy things. So, because they got these weird things on them, you gotta push it down and all that. I'm gonna show you how you use them. You take this guy, chunk it. You put this back on, or you leave it off, either way, and you get one of these. And you put it wherever you want your fuel to go, and you pour it in. That's how those work. That extra piece over there, I don't know why you need it. Now, one other thing you can do to make your life easier, this little tab, get yourself a knife or some wire cutters or something. Clip that sucker off of there. Get rid of it. You don't need it. Look at this. So easy to use. Take that out. Funnel in. Pour it in. Good. You're good to go. Y'all thank me later. You ever do things that are just dumb? No. Sometimes I do, and I admit it. Moving the thing on a motorcycle jack was just dumb. Just crank it up and ride it out. And here it is. Where I want it. I'm going to put it up on blocks because I'm going to take all four wheels off at the same time, because the project we're going to do is painting. Like I said, it runs. Not great, but it runs. I'll probably put a different carb on it at some point. I got that one running a little bit smoother when I was riding it out, but not great still. We're going to fix some other mechanical stuff. The gears are not great. We are going to switch the gears a little bit. We're going to make it go a little faster. This is not going to be a racing lawnmower, but we're going to paint this thing. So I actually did a little experiment. It was a couple days ago, and this is going to be one of the colors it's going to be, is this dark blue or navy blue, whatever it's called. And it came out okay. That's only one coat. I'm going to do some more to it. I am not. This was all spray paint from a can, so nothing special. It's a lawnmower. It's a lawn farm buggy, whatever it's going to be. So this is all just for fun. So I'm gonna do a lot of painting. A lot of stuff's gonna turn from black to blue. A lot of red is gonna turn from red to silver, and that's gonna be our paint theme. And I've got some other little ideas I'm gonna throw in with that. So yeah, so let's get started with. Let's put some cleaner on this thing and see if we can clean it up a little bit. Give the paint a chance to stick. We do need to straighten out this little muffler guard thing just a little bit, just to make it look nicer. Maybe we just take the thing off. I don't care if anybody gets burned on it. I'm going to be on the seat. I'm not going to be in front of it. So I might just take that thing off. I don't know. We'll see. What else? We're going to put it up probably on some blocks or something. Because like I said, that pallet of blocks over there I've got. Oh, excuse me. So put it up on some blocks, get these wheels off. We're going to paint the rims. I think I'll go with blue on those. We'll see. We'll need to paint a few other little things here and there. Maybe one day I'll get a seat for it. I don't know. We'll see how much they cost. I haven't really looked those up. Seats in, not great shape. I am missing, a plastic piece here and a plastic piece on the bottom of this hood. I'll show you what it looks like on the other side. So I'm going to jump onto, eBay or somewhere, or maybe I'll just ride around the back roads here locally and see if I can see a junk Craftsman YT3000 sitting on the side of the road, and if they'll sell it to me, I'll buy the whole mower and bring it over here, and I'll have the next project. Maybe I even get a deck and use it for cutting all this grass I have to cut here. By the way, this mower belongs to my mom, so don't tell her, but I've got it. All right, let's get started. All right, I bought this stuff. I have no idea if it works. Never tried it. Never heard of it. But it's purple, so it's got to work, right? I don't know. We'll see. Let's put some on it. It's probably turned off. Yep, turn the knob on. I don't know what this black stuff is on this gas tank. It looks horrible. Let's see if any of it comes off. This sprayer sucks. Let me see if there's another setting. A little better. Ooh, what is that? Ooh, something built a nest back in there. I guess it's not there anymore. I hope not. It's about to get a bath. I'm not going to take this cover off just because it's not that important. This is mostly just so I can clean off some of this frame down here. I'm not really worried about the engine that much. I'm not going to rebuild it with a can of spray paint like some people we all watch on the YouTubes do. Alright, I'm going to finish doing this. Y'all hang out for a little while. Alright, back again. I did spray it down with that degreaser stuff, and I just sprayed it off with water. In hindsight, I realized I probably should have put it up on blocks first, and take them wheels off first, just to get better access to some of the dirty, dusty areas. It's going to need to be sprayed with a degreaser stuff or some kind of cleaner again anyways. Probably going to have to give it a hand job to really get it good. Don't make any jokes about what I just said. I did want to give you guys an idea of what the inside of this hood looked like. It's just black, nasty stuff. Same thing as on the gas tank. I'm guessing mold or something. So, if I'm sick for the next 3 weeks, you'll know why. But I'm going to spray down this. Don't worry about my super duper paint job on that side. I protected it with cardboard. I think that's the preferred method for all the professional painters. Anyway, I'm going to put another coat on that anyway. All I did for that thing is just roughed it up. The existing paint, just roughed it up a little bit with a sanding block, and then got the can out and went to it. That was it. It looks okay. It's a lawnmower. It's a farm buggy. It's just a motorized gas powered thing to play on. Now, I know what you're all thinking about now. Like on all those other YouTube channels, they show you what they're doing while they're doing it and sort of how to do it sometimes. Well, those guys have either people to hold a camera or a tripod to hold a camera. I don't have either. So uh, I did not show you how I put it up on those blocks, but you can guess that it was a lot of back muscles and other muscles. Yeah, that's all it was. So, I may not be able to show you everything that's going on. I'm going to try to show you me spraying this thing out. How's that work for you? That's not working so good. This side worked better. I sprayed it before I turned the camera on. This is very important because when you take this thing to a lawnmower show, you want it to be spotless. You want it to match the colors on the outside of the hood. Yeah, not gonna happen. Just getting some of the dirt and grime off. I am gonna be pulling these plastic parts off just to make painting easier. Should be simple stuff. All right, I'm a little winded, but it's off the ground. It's not great, but it's not a 2.5-ton Buick, so I'm not too worried about it. Just checking these wheels. In one of these wheels, let's see. This one, I replaced the bearing, and they're going to move a little bit just because they're, not real, you'll see how they're put together, but it's kind of tight. But check this one out. That's bad. I'll get a bearing ordered for that. They're pretty cheap. They come in sets of 2, and you can always use having a spare one around. So they also come with some of the. I think the ones I ordered last time come with some of the equipment, like some of the washers and lock washers and stuff that hold the wheel on. Plus the little rubber boot that goes on them. Looks on that one. Like I said, it's up there. It ain't great, but it's up there. Yeah, I keep wanting to fall over, and it's probably going to fall over in the middle of the night. Scare me to death. All right. It's getting dark, but I am going to see if I can get the wheels off of it at least. Maybe do a better job propping that back end up. Probably should. Front end, I feel pretty good about. Back end, not so much. All right. So I'm happier with the back end. However, never, ever prop up your car like this. Ever. Just don't. This is, lawnmowers, maybe 500 pounds, most of the weight's at the front. 30, 40-pound battery is sitting in the back transmission. It's not that heavy. Also, I'm not crawling under it. There is work to do underneath whenever I get ready to switch to gears, but I will do a better solution, something safer. I'll probably just prop the thing up on its front end or back end just so I can, look straight at it sitting in my easy chair, my lawn chair. So let's, also, hey, if you don't have one of these, they're really cool and handy. They're a magnet. They just stick there. You just throw your bolt and your washer on there. Now, I know on some of the other channels, they talk about those little bolt stir systems, a little rubber pad where you can stick your bolts in, and those are cool. I would probably order one at some point. I just don't do that much fooling around and mechanicking, pseudo mechanicking, really, to warrant buying one at this point. But I probably will at some point. But those little metal trays with a magnet on them, those are really cool. I found them to be very handy. All right, so let me see if it's going to be kind of dark. It's nearly dark here. Let's see if we can get this little rubber boot off. There's probably a trick to it, and you are all laughing, but don't want to ruin it, but I might. I guess they're kind of like a hubcap, or okay, just squeeze it, or a dust cap. But these wheels do have grease fittings on them, and you can see some of the grease is coming out here. And so you put this on there, and all the grease that you squeeze out when you fill the thing up will just come out of there, and this will catch it, and you won't make a mess. So those are nice. I'll put that up there so we don't lose it. And I'm gonna wipe this grease off on the grass. Don't tell the EPA. There we go. Look at that. All right. So let's get this washer off. And probably just like that, and watch where it goes, because they will go places. There it is. And it's all greasy, which is fine. And I'm gonna put it in the thing. And this is weird holding the camera upside down. Don't get dizzy. All right, washer. And it might be, nope, just the one. Lots of grease on that one. Sorry, I didn't. It's just a washer sticking on there. I had to do some cleaning with that. And wheels just come right off. It's a little tight because of that new bearing I put on it. Come on, slide on off of there. All right, I'm gonna have to put two hands on this. See if I can find a clean finger to stop the camera with. Yep, there it is. Just slides right onto that, and that's it. And there's usually a washer on the, yeah, there's a washer in there. I'm just gonna leave it in there. There's no reason to pull it out. But it just goes on the back side, and these, like I said, you can knock out the old bearings. Sometimes they're not even bearings; they're just like a shim, and they just sort of grind on the shaft there. Don't make any jokes about that one either. And just press your new bearings in there. It's not hard to do. I found I just got basic tools, all right, so I don't have pullers and all that fun stuff. I found that just using a socket extension and sticking down there in there and hitting the other side with the bearing, and then just hammer it a couple times and just knock it right out. Even the ones that have been stuck on there for a long time, those little shims that they put in there instead of bearings. I don't know if one is better than the other. I like the bearings because you can see how this is kind of worn a little bit because it had those shims on it, and they do wear grooves in them. I don't know if you can see it, but there is a little groove right there. And actually, that might have been by design, that one. But it might have been another lawnmower I worked on. It had a groove worn in it, and that just, I mean, it's not it's not an F1 race car, so it's not going to be great, but because you're just going around the yard, round in circles, cutting grass. But I like the bearing thing. They're cheap and they're easy, so I got to get some ordered. So for do the other side, so I'm going to get the rest of these wheels off. It's as simple as that. I have never taken back wheels off, so we'll see if that's different, but I don't think it is. All right. Okay, so one small difference on this back wheel. The operation is pretty much the same. You take off the little, I forget what you call these little washer things. I know there's a name for them. And this one actually has a sort of a locking thing that goes in there, and so it locks the wheel to the axle because these are the ones driving the power, so they got to lock in place. So that's the only difference. I'm going to put this in my little tray. Another thing you can do, which I like to do a lot, is put the parts back onto where they go. That way they're there when you get ready to put things back together. Sometimes I do that, sometimes I don't. Sometimes use a little tray. So, whatever you prefer, whatever helps you stay organized. All right, so it's getting dark, so I'm going to take these other two wheels off, clean up my mess a little bit, and then we'll come back at this another day. Hey guys, after some quick editing, I realized this video is going to get really long, so I'm going to cut it off here and probably make this into a series. And don't know how many episodes it'll take, but we'll see how it goes. Look for the next episode soon-ish, maybe in a week. We'll see.